Hi there, family member. My name is Dominique and I'm with Solutions of North Texas. Recently, your loved one or family member entered our program, The Solution. So we thought it might be helpful to provide you a little information about what they've been doing and what you could do to help. First and foremost, we want you to know that your family member has been working hard. They've been receiving recovery and re-entry education for their substance use disorder. They've been learning all kinds of things from topics including the disease of addiction, 12-step programs, career advancement, improving themselves, coping skills, all sorts of things that are going to help them moving forward. Our goal is for your loved one to gain coping skills for life moving forward to where they would never have to use substances again. We know that's your goal too. Your family member should look a little different to you now. And I'm not talking about their appearance, although that might have changed since getting sober also. But at this point, they should be practicing what we call the pause. So if things that usually would annoy them or get under their skin start to happen, they should be pausing and thinking about their reaction. They may even be saying things like, let me call my sponsor before I go any further with this. Things that maybe they never did before as far as emotional regulation and not overreacting. But I do want you to realize they're not perfect. They're not there yet. And so be patient as they practice these new skills they've learned. They should also be showing up with some sort of boundaries. So things we didn't used to see in them, we should be seeing now, as far as setting boundaries and expectations on relationships and on life in general. We hope that you'll be setting some healthy boundaries too, but more about that in a bit. They should also be practicing connectivity, right? Being in connection with other people. So a lot of us think that the opposite of addiction is sobriety or recovery. Actually, what we find is the opposite of addiction is being connectedness with others. So your loved one should be doing things that put them in near proximity to other people like them, either in recovery or maybe even still struggling. It should also be putting them on the path to mending relationships, maybe with you or other family members and friends, or at least doing their part in mending that relationship. You should be seeing them attend meetings, whether that's online or in person. You should be seeing them be of service and help to others. We ask that they be of service to others who are struggling with addiction issues, but we really want them to be of service to anyone that they can be helpful to. But again, your loved ones are not perfect, right? So if you're not seeing these things yet, don't get worried. Just know that they should be on the horizon. So those are the things your loved one should be doing. You may be asking, what should you be doing? We often see that there's a spectrum of family members. Everyone reacts differently when they love someone who's in addiction. Maybe you're on the end of the spectrum that says, I don't want to do anything for them anymore. I've done and done and done, and look where it got me. Well, that's fair. Maybe you're on the other end of the spectrum that says, I'll do anything to get them well. I've done it all and I'll keep doing it. You just tell me what to do. Maybe you find yourself somewhere in between those two. Well, we can help no matter what. So what we're going to ask of you is that first and foremost, you educate yourself on addiction as well. Do you realize that addiction is a disease? It's not just a moral choice that your loved one is making. They really are sick. If not, do a little research of your own and come to your own conclusions. We also ask that you practice awareness and acceptance, both of yourself and your feelings, but of your loved one also. Accept them for where they're at. Be aware of what the relationship looks like and what you'd like it to look like. Also, you can connect with others who understand what you've been through. Al-Anon meetings are a great place to meet other family members who have someone struggling with addiction. There also might be meetings at your local church for families who have family members struggling with addiction. Those are great places to start. If you're local to Denton, Texas, that's where Solutions is located. We would love to have you for one of our quarterly family days, where we spend a whole Saturday talking about what addiction looks like, not just for your family member, but what it's done to your whole family and what it should look like moving forward. You can find support and connectedness of others who've been through similar things as you. It really is an eye-opening experience. I would highly recommend it to anyone. If you want more information on that program, you can find it on our website, sontex.org, SONTX.org. Again, we have those quarterly, and we would love to have you. If you're not in the Denton, Texas area, you can give us a call, and we can try to find somewhere near to you that has a family day. Or maybe your loved one has been to a rehab or treatment facility near to you. You could reach out to them and see if they have any family days or family support options. Last but not least, I'm going to give you a few pointers on what to do and what not to do to help your loved one in recovery. First, do. Offer to help where you can, but don't babysit. What I mean by this is be helpful to your loved one, but don't do life for them. They're perfectly capable of finding the bus route and riding the bus. You don't have to give them a ride everywhere. Don't do for them what they can do for themselves. Also, start a conversation. Address the pink elephant in the room. Be open to continuing that conversation as you both feel led. So don't let this be something that gets swept under the rug in your family. Don't also let it be a point of contention that you have to address every time you're together, right? Let it be an ongoing conversation that you have. Let your loved one know that you're open to talking about it whenever they feel like it. Last, encourage growth and discovery in your loved one. Encourage them to learn more about themselves by asking them questions, checking their insight, asking how they think about things, what they see, how they feel their growth is going, things like that. Now, don't. The don't list is always longer than the do list. Don't be confrontational, judgmental. Don't interrogate your loved one about what they've been through. Be willing to talk about it, but you don't have to pry it out of them. Don't nag. Sure, it's fine to say, did you go to any meetings this week? What was that like? Not, you need to go to a meeting. You need to go to a meeting. Have you been to a meeting? You probably need to go to a meeting. Have you talked to your sponsor? That's a lot different. We're not going to nag them. They're adults. Which brings me to my next point. Don't treat them like children. Give them the dignity and respect that they deserve as adults, even if their past choices haven't shown those to be fruitful. Give it another try. Don't blur your own boundaries. So boundaries are important for everyone. We've asked your loved one to set boundaries to keep themselves well. We would ask that you do the same. Set boundaries, meaningful boundaries, and set reasonable consequences. Don't blur those no matter what. Lastly, don't try to rescue them from life. So life happens to all of us, regardless if we're an addict or not. Life is going to happen to your loved one in recovery. They may lose a job, they may lose a friend, they may lose a relationship. They're going to go through things. And so we ask that you wouldn't step in and rescue them from those things, but that instead they would get to practice all the skills they've learned through this recovery program. That they would get to step in to being an adult, and that you would trust that they would ask for help when they need it. You don't have to step in without them asking. I'm so grateful that you've taken the time to listen to this and to be open to growing yourself. We pray the best for you and for your loved one moving forward. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or want to know more, you can head over to our website, sontex.org, SONTX.org. Hope you have a great day.